Hi, welcome to Pet Pals. I'm Bethany Davidson, the Humane Educator at Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center. Each week we like to introduce you to just a handful of our adoptable animals, and starting off first thing today with our volunteer Tammy Benson, we have Vaughn, and Vaughn is one of our kittens on the adoption floor. We still have plenty of kittens to choose from. And he's one of our older kittens. He's not your typical, 2.5, 3-month-old kitten. He is about 5 to 6 months. But the benefit of getting one of those kittens that's a little bit older is that their personalities are a little bit more set. So you have more of an idea of what you're going to get in your pet long term. Whereas those younger kittens, still, you really don't know whether they're going to be cuddly or playful or shy, those types of things. And Vaughn has proven himself to be just your typical cat. We color code all of the animals here based on personality and temperament. And on our scale, Vaughn is orange, which means he's individually average. He does all of your normal cat behaviors, but he does still have his own unique personality. Vaughn is a pretty laid-back guy, as far as we've seen so far. He just kind of hangs out in his cage. He likes to interact with people. When I picked him up, he was very willing to do that. He was a little nervous when I was walking around with him, but then once he sat down on Tammy's lap, he was just pretty relaxed and comfortable. He was inquisitive about the toys, but not trying to get away at all. He was just, hanging out and perfectly content. So if you still want that young cat that's going to grow up with your family and still have a playful streak, but also be pretty cuddly and relaxed, then Vaughn might be a good choice for you and your family. Plus, he's just incredibly cute. He has recently been neutered, so he's ready to go home. He just needs to find that perfect family. If you're interested in Vaughn, you can visit him here at 1832 Rosemont Avenue, Monday through Saturday. This is Claptrap, and he too is an individually average cat, but he definitely has a pretty big personality. He's a very outgoing cat. He is one of the cats in our greeter cages, which is the first couple cages that you see when you walk onto the adoption floor, and he is often reaching out for people. He's right at the front of his cage. He's definitely not shy. He's interested in getting lots of love and attention. When he feels he needs to, he will also vocalize that he wants some attention, and you can just kind of tell by looking at him that there's always just something going on in there. He reminds me of one of my cats that I have at home that has a big personality and is always kind of mischievous and things like that. He is an older cat. He's about 2 to 3 years old, and he came to us as a stray, but he was already neutered, so and he's not ear tipped, so he was likely, in a home, not some, feral stray cat roaming around that didn't like attention, because he is super happy right now sitting on Tammy's lap. He was okay being picked up, although maybe not his favorite thing, but he's a playful guy who loves to hang out with people. So if that's what you're looking for, then maybe you should come in and visit with Claptrap. He is, kind of an average size cat, maybe a little bit on the larger side at about 10 pounds, but he's definitely very long, so you just want to maintain his weight for him, just as you would with any cat. Our adoption fee for all of our cats and kittens is $97.50. That covers all of his medical care, room and board while he's here with us. And if you're interested in Claptrap, then you can stop by the shelter Monday through Saturday to meet him. We have a large number of really amazing senior pets available for adoption, especially on our cat floor, and PK is one of those. I believe that on some of her forms it says that stands for Porch Kitty. I'm not exactly sure how she came to get that name, but PK is about 6 to 7 years old, and she was brought to us when her owner unfortunately had to move into a nursing home, and it seems like somebody else took her in, but they had dogs, and apparently PK does not get along with dogs. It's written several places here, like, does she get along with dogs? Dogs is X'd out. It says doesn't get along with dogs, like all over the place. she will be amazing in any home as long as there's not a dog. She is color-coded blue, which is kind of like our highest rating that you can get for temperament. It's going to be the most easygoing, the most willing to deal and adapt to change, the ones that are going to be most prone to wanting to hang out on your lap and be picked up and cuddled and handled and just really not just tolerate it, but actually enjoy that kind of interaction. And PK has done really well with visitors of all ages and volunteers of all ages. I've seen, you know, some of our older volunteers hanging out with her. She's sitting on their lap. I've seen kids with her. I've seen, you know, really young kids that are potentially looking to adopt her, you know, picking her up and things like that. So she is doing fantastic. A lot of animals don't do so well in a shelter environment because it is so stressful and there's so many other animal smells and noises and people, and she is very relaxed. She just kind of hangs out in her bed in her cage, and then when somebody comes up to greet her, she runs right up and wants to be loved on. And as you can see, she's perfectly happy right now, and you know, she's not showing any signs of anxiety. She's just kind of curious about the toys, kind of showing Tammy where she wants her to rub her and all of those types of things. When you get into senior pets, sometimes they do have some medical, and PK does have a low-grade heart murmur, and that's not uncommon. And there are a variety of animals that get heart murmurs and that never develops into heart disease, but it's just something that potential adopters should be aware of. If you're interested in adopting PK, because she is a senior, she would go home for a reduced adoption fee of $77.50. Our next guest is Zelda, and Zelda is about 4 years old, and she is a beautiful dilute tortie. So what that means, tortie with white. So what that means is that she has that typical tortoise shell coloring, but it's whitewashed a little bit. So instead of getting all of the blacks and oranges, you get more of the grays and the creams, and it's a beautiful color pattern that a lot of people really seem to be attracted to. It definitely helps her stand out on the adoption floor. Zelda is an animal that came to us when her family was relocating, and when she came in, there were some things that we wanted to check out. She had a little bit of an upper respiratory infection, and she was having some issues with her legs, so she went into a foster home. So we have a really accurate depiction of what she's like in a home, because not only do we have the information from the previous owner, but we have information from the foster. So Zelda is apparently very pleased to meet new people. She likes to interact with them. She sleeps on your bed, so if you're looking for that kind of cat that's going to sleep right with you and be with you and cuddle throughout the night, she might be a good option. Previous owner said she likes to sleep kind of between your legs. Foster mom said she just slept at the foot of the bed. She likes to chase after toys. She'll bring them, you know, back and kind of hang out on her favorite spot on the rug. She likes to chase strings. She sleeps in, you know, the windows, likes to be in the window and looking at, using her cat tree to hang out there. And she likes to have under her chin scratched, and she likes to have her ears rubbed. So there's a lot of great information that we have about Zelda, because she did have that previous issue with her leg. You want to make sure that you are reading all of her medical profile so that you are prepared and understand everything that's going on with her. Right now, the vet says just to monitor her, her one leg, and at some point she might need to be on some sort of glucosamine supplement or something like that. So it is important when you're looking to adopt an animal that you're looking into the future and you know that you are going to be able to financially maintain all of their medical needs. If you're interested in Zelda, you can visit with her here at Animal Control. Her foster mom says that she's basically the perfect cat. So if you're after that, then you don't want to miss this opportunity to make Zelda part of your family. The last feline that we have for you today is Rabbit. Yes, you heard me correctly. It is a cat named Rabbit. Rabbit is about 8 years old, and he is a beautiful black domestic medium hair. His fur isn't as long as you might think of for a medium hair, but you know, the fur itself is a little bit longer. It's sleeker, kind of like the other medium hairs that we've had recently, Posy and Muffin. They didn't have that fur that kind of poofed out, but it was a much longer coat that they had. Rabbit came in with several other animals, so He is definitely used to living with other pets. I can't remember the exact reason why they were brought in. It might have been a too many animals situation. So if you're looking to add him as a second or third cat, he would be okay with that. And if you're looking to add 2 cats to your home and you're looking for ones that are going to get along, we know that there are several on the adoption floor that he will get along with because he previously lived with those, and we can always point you in the direction of those animals that are available. He is a senior cat, so again, his personality is going to be a little bit more set. He is orange, color-coded, so he's individually average. I have seen him hanging out on laps from various visitors and volunteers. He's a little uneasy right now, so he's kind of checking everything out, but near his cage where he feels a little bit more comfortable, he's definitely relaxed. He'll sit on laps, and then he'll go back in his cage, and then he'll come back out and want some more lap time. And the other benefit of adopting a senior pet from us is that they get a little bit of a discount. So instead of being our normal $97.50, you could adopt Rabbit here for $77.50 instead. If you're interested in him, you can visit him here at the shelter. Visiting hours for the kennels are going to be Monday, Tuesday, and Friday from 10 to 5, Wednesday and Thursday from 12 to 8, and Saturdays from 10 to 4. If you are not much of a cat person, don't worry about it. Stay tuned, and after the break, we will introduce you to some of our adoptable canines.
Agriculture is a proud part of Frederick County's rich history, with over 1,300 farms located throughout. With over 65% of land in our county zoned for agriculture, Frederick provides a mix of urban, suburban, and rural cultures. This means that our roadways are often shared among both the farming community and county motorists. With this in mind, we urge drivers to exercise caution, safety, and patience when approaching farming equipment on the road. Generally, tractors and other equipment don't have to travel long distances, and equipment operators will typically allow traffic to pass when they can safely do so. A little bit of patience exercised on the driver's part will avoid any collisions, safety concerns, fines, or other undesirable consequences that may occur. Remember that farmers are our neighbors, and they are simply trying to do their job for the betterment of Frederick County. So please, share the road.
Welcome back. Our first dog today is Rudy, and Rudy is a 9-year-old chocolate lab mix, and she came to us because her owner's living situation had changed and they were no longer able to care for her. A lot of people think, oh, you know, senior dogs are probably really hard to adopt out. They're not. Senior dogs are usually some of the best behaved dogs that we have. They tend to walk nicer, be more socialized. They are the ones that are less likely to be jumping all over you. They tend to have a little bit more training. So in the scheme of things, they're actually some of our easier to adopt animals, especially when it's a dog as beautiful as Rudy is. According to her previous owners, Rudy is a jumper and a fence jumper, so she'll need somebody who is willing to work on those things with her and to make sure that she's supervised when she's outside so that she can't escape. She is a dog, according to her previous owners, that is house trained but not yet crate trained, and she whines to go out. That's her signal that she has to go out. She's playful, she walks well on a leash, she's calm, she's used to vet checks. So one of the big things, however, is that it says very directly that she does not like cats. So if you have cats in your home or you're planning to add cats to your home, Rudy would probably not be the best fit for you. Her behavior assessment is pretty good. We've color coded her green, which is just a more high energy dog. It does say she keeps her kennel clean. She's friendly. She reacts favorably to other dogs. She's easy to obtain. She doesn't really have issues with food aggression. She likes to be petted. She's, you can easily handle her feet and her mouth. So she has a really good behavior assessment. But in addition to all of those things, she does have some medical. We talked about this with our cat. Some of our senior animals tend to have some medical issues that pop up. Right now she has a mammary tumor, which we are hoping to get removed when she's spayed, but you'll just have to keep an eye on that and making sure that you're definitely getting her regular vet checks moving forward. If you are interested in Rudy, again, as with all of our senior pets, she'll go home with a discount on her adoption fee, and you're going to end up with just a fantastic dog. This is Hooch, and Hooch is a very affectionate, fun, playful dog, but that's once he gets to know you a little bit. He can be a little bit shy at first, especially in his kennel environment. There are a great number of dogs that come here and just do not thrive inside their kennels. So it's really important, if you're seeing a dog that you think you might be interested in, to take them outside and see how they interact, because sometimes it's a complete total opposite, and you would be maybe missing out on a dog that would be perfect for you just because he or she doesn't show well in the stressful kennel environment. There's so many smells, they're confined, so if they're scared, they can't, there's no escape route for them. The other dogs are barking, so it's just a very non-traditional way for a dog to be living. So, and Hooch is definitely one of those dogs. Inside, he does, portray himself as very fearful. The first time I actually met him, I was outside and he was super friendly. He'd never met me before. He came right up. He was like jumping up and giving me like little puppy hugs. We played catch for a little bit. He really enjoyed playing with the ball, and he was very friendly and outgoing. But inside the kennel, it's not necessarily like that. So making sure you're giving him a full opportunity. Hooch is about 2.5 years old. He's a tan pit bull mix. Because he is a little bit shy at first and more reserved, we do want to find him a home where the children are at least 13. So 13 and up is really what we're looking for. But because we don't want him to be easily startled, we don't want him to have negative reactions. We really just don't want to set any of our animals up for failure in their new homes. He does need a little bit of work with house training because he's not keeping his kennel clean here. But he's either friendly or cautious when you approach him. His reactions to other dogs, when he's in the kennel and other dogs are walking past him, favorably or no reaction. But there have been some dogs here that we've noticed that he just doesn't want to be friends with them, and that's okay. He takes a little coaxing. Sometimes he's shy and tries to bolt when you're walking him. He willingly lets go of objects. He likes to be petted once he's calmed down, but a little bit at first he's tense and uncomfortable. We just want to make sure that we're finding him the best home possible. According to his previous owners, he did live with a senior female Pomeranian. He's playful, energetic. He does seem to have some puppy things that he needs to work on, like tearing furniture and chewing on stuff, jumping, things like that. So just a little bit of training and consistency will go a long way with Hooch. It does say here that he's a little iffy about males. I'm not sure if that's human males or if it's male dogs, so that's something to be on the lookout for as well. If you're interested in Hooch, you can visit with him here at Frederick County Animal Control. Our address is 1832 Rosemont Avenue. This is Gracie, and Gracie is a 5-year-old blue and white bull terrier mix. So when people talk about pit bull mixes, pit bull is a a type of dog. So there are a lot of different breeds that fall into that. American Pit Bull Terrier, which is pretty common here. American Staffordshire Terrier, and Bull Terriers also fall into that category, and Gracie is a Bull Terrier mix. You can definitely see it with in her face when you look at her. So she is a very unique looking dog in just that she's a bull terrier, but also Gracie was born with a mandible that was smaller than it should be. So because her jaw isn't the right way, that isn't the right size, she has this kind of cute quirk where her tongue just basically hangs out all the time. But as you can see, it doesn't affect her. She still is able to, you know, play with her toys. She's able to eat. She's able to drink her water. So it's just, you know, her tongue hangs out, and that's just part of Gracie being Gracie. Gracie came to us because her previous owner, the landlord, just wouldn't allow Gracie to live in the home anymore. So they tried to find her another suitable home, but when they were unable to, they brought her here to us so that we could do that for them. According to them, she's nervous when she's left alone, but she's used to walking on leash. She's playful, energetic, friendly. She rides well in the car. They say that she is house trained, but here she's not been doing great at keeping her kennel clean. She doesn't have issues with food aggression. She reluctantly gives up toys. She really enjoys them. She can be a little grabby sometimes. She can pull, just like most kind of dogs of similar breeds. She's play bows when she sees other dogs. But one of the things that we definitely have noticed is that initially, if she doesn't know you, she can be very shy and very reserved and a little fearful and cautious. So she is a dog that takes a little bit of time to warm up to. She needs to kind of have an owner that's going to be patient and trusting and things like that. So if you have the time to commit to getting Gracie to trust you, then I would encourage you to come in and meet her here at 1832 Rosemont Avenue. This is Lucas, and he is a 3-year-old brindle and white boxer, and he came to us because I guess he's a bit of an escape artist. His previous owners said they could not contain him, so that's something that you really apparently he took offense to that. That's something that you're really going to have to put a lot of thought into if you're wanting to make him part of your family. Is your home going to be secure for him? Is your backyard secure for him? Are you able to supervise him when he's outside to make sure that he's safe? You know, it's not just an issue of, oh, he got out. It's an inconvenience for you. It's definitely a safety concern for the dog, making sure that he's not going to get, injured by another animal, get hit by a car. We don't want him to be ingesting things that could make him sick. So it's really important that you have a plan in place to make sure that that's not going to happen. You know, is your fence tall enough? Maybe, you keep him on a long lead so that he, might feel like he has the freedom to roam, but he's really, still confined in a way that you can easily get him back if that's necessary. So definitely putting in a little bit of thought where that is concerned. He has previously lived with both dogs and cats, a male dog and a female dog, and then a male and a female cat. So that shouldn't be a concern. But when you're introducing new animals to existing animals, you always want to do that slowly, do that properly, so as not to set any of the animals up for failure. He is a relatively calm dog. He's friendly. He walks well on a leash, rides well in the car. According to his previous owner, he is also house trained and crate trained, but we never make any promises or guarantees about that when animals are brought into the shelter. His behavior assessment does say that he's been pretty good about keeping his run clean. He's friendly and excited when you approach his kennel. He reacts favorably to other dogs or exhibits no reaction. He can be difficult to obtain. He gets excited when he knows somebody's going to take him out, and he can be difficult to walk, as are most dogs of his size, which is about 66 pounds. He just pulls a little bit. No issues with food aggression, and he really, enjoys being touched, and he leans in for pets and things like that. If you are interested in Lucas, the first step is going to be to come to the shelter and visit with him. Our kennels are open for visitations on Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays from 10 to 5, Wednesdays and Thursdays from 12 to 8, and on Saturdays from 10 to 4. Our adoption fee for all of our adult dogs, like Lucas here, is $92.50. They say that you shouldn't have favorites, and I can't abide by that. Scooby is currently my favorite dog that we have available at the shelter. He's pretty much what most people are looking for in a dog. They want a dog that is going to get along with everyone in their family. Scooby loves people. He always wants to be around people. He wants to greet people. He wants to give you kisses. When he sees someone, his tail just like explodes. He gets the full-on happy tail, helicopter tail, where it just spins around in a circle. He loves to be with other dogs. He's been to a lot of events where other dogs have been there, and he's done really well with interacting with dogs of all sizes and all ages. You know, even though he's a bigger dog, he did really well with a lot of small dogs. I've seen him with kids, and he did really well with them. He was very tolerant with them. He rides well in the car. He has a great, just kind of happy-go-lucky temperament. He does have some basics under his belt. He knows sit, he knows down, he knows paw. And he walks relatively nicely on a leash. At first he is a little excited and he pulls a little bit, but then he settles into a good rhythm. He's recently starting to show that he really enjoys toys as well. So he's just a great all-around dog. So if you live in a situation where you are able to have a pit bull mix like Scooby, then maybe he would be a good fit for your family. We don't really know what his history is with cats, but we have some upcoming events where he will be there with other with adoptable cats as well. So we'll have some more information there. He is an older dog at about 7 to 8 years old, so you know, he's just a spunky older guy. He loves to cuddle and hang out, and but as is the case with, you know, all older dogs, sometimes they do have some medical things. He had a skin allergy, which created a skin infection, which we've treated, and it's doing so much better. So that's just something that any potential adopter would want to be on the lookout for. Scooby would be adopted for our senior adoption fee. So instead of $92.50, he would get that $20 off, which would make him adoptable for $72.50. You don't want to miss out on this great potential new family member for you. We hope that you have enjoyed meeting all of our adoptable cats and dogs. We also have a variety of small animals available for adoption here at Animal Control. To see everything that is currently looking for a home and could possibly end up in your household, then you'll have to stop by and visit. Our address is 1832 Rosemont Avenue. If we don't see you before then, we hope that you will tune in next week.
Getting your flu vaccine is the best way to prevent getting the flu and possible complications from the flu. People most susceptible to the flu include children 5 years old or younger, people 65 years or older, pregnant women, people with health issues such as asthma, diabetes, and heart disease, and people who take medication that might weaken the immune system. If you have the flu or want to avoid getting the flu, here are some pointers. Cover your cough and sneeze with your arm, or use a tissue and wash your hands. Wash your hands with soap and water. If not available, use a hand sanitizer. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Avoid being around sick people. Stay home from school or work if you are sick until you are free of a fever for 24 hours. Contact your healthcare provider if you are sick. To learn more about the flu, please call the Health Department Flu Information Line at 301-600-3035 or visit frederickcountymd.gov/flu. Here's a special message to Frederick County employers. Are you planning to fill open positions? Have you been struggling to find the skills you require among job applicants? Frederick County Workforce Services not only offers solutions, but will also save your business time and money. We offer many benefits at no cost to your organization, such as a member of our professional team will serve as a point of contact for your recruitment and training needs. We'll consult with you to develop a customized recruitment plan for your organization. We can connect you with grant funding that is designated for hiring and training new employees. You'll have access to our on-site recruitment event space to meet with qualified candidates in person. We'll provide you with a variety of job listing opportunities, connecting you with a wide range of local talent. All this and more at no cost to you. To connect with us, visit frederickworks.com today.